Okay, one of my more wonderful teaching moments was when I got to visit Allison Bumstead, who was teaching at River Road at the time, 4th grade science class, and she invited a group of us to come and observe her teaching so that we could practice mentoring, observing each other, supporting each other's science teaching. And so 6 or 7 of us were in the back of the room with our clipboards, taking notes, observing what Allison was doing with her students. Her students were at this wonderful point in this science lesson, in this science unit, where they were studying ecosystems, and they had each created their own terrarium. And so they had a liter bottle full of dirt with plants growing, and it was just going so well. And this was the big day when they were going to add crickets to each of their terrarium. And so Allison had a bag of crickets, and all the kids had their terrarium out there ready to go. And one of our students was very excited about the crickets. He just couldn't quit talking about the crickets. And Allison turned to him and said, "Would you like to pass out the crickets?" And he just lit up, got so excited, grabbed the bag, and the crickets started to move, and he just dropped it like this. And, oh, go! And there were crickets all over the classroom. And so immediately, all the adults dropped their papers. We get down on our hands and knees. All the kids are on their hands and knees. We're all running around the room trying to capture these crickets. And I think there were probably 30 crickets. It turned into this beautiful observational lesson. Oh, look at how they can hop 2 or 3 times before they get under that hook. Oh, look at how they hide over here. And we had this wonderful joint moment of all of us trying to capture these crickets, but also doing some really wonderful science. So it turned out to be a win-win, and Allison was incredibly gracious and calm throughout the whole thing.
I wanted to share a story about something unexpected that happened to me when I was teaching 1st grade at Buena Vista. My classroom was at the end of a hall, and we had a door to the outside and a door to the hall, and it was warm, so I had both the doors open. And the children were all doing some activity, and I look up and a big dog, a German Shepherd, starts walking into my classroom. And the first thing I thought was, I don't know if anybody's afraid of dogs, I don't know if this is a scary dog, so I told the children to drop everything and go against the wall. So they did. They dropped everything and went across went against the wall. I took the dog by his collar, and he seemed like a nice dog. I just kind of walked him through the classroom from the back door from the front door to the back door. As he got to the back door, when I had told the children to drop everything, there was a guinea pig cage, and there was a child that had been playing with a guinea pig in a little in a towel. They always held it with a towel, and they had dropped or placed the guinea pig on the ground on the towel, and the dog smelled the guinea pig, and it was kind of a strong dog, and it yanked its head. I had it by the collar, and it, in front of the children, grabbed the guinea pig in its mouth and started shaking it, and I hit the dog so that it would let go of the guinea pig, got the guinea pig to go out got the dog to go out the back door, grabbed the towel with the guinea pig, picked it up. Thank goodness it was 5 minutes to lunch. I sat there and was like petting this guinea pig, not knowing if it was dead or alive. It wasn't bloody or anything, it was just not moving. So I told the kids, okay, wash your hands. It's okay, I'll take care of the guinea pig. We went to lunch. And over lunch, I took it to the custodian, and it was obvious that it was dead. Either it had snapped its neck or gave it a heart attack, I don't know. So they took the guinea pig away. And the children came back in the room. I had to think about what I was going to say to them, and because they'd seen this happen. And I said, you know, I need to tell you guys a story. This dog thought that our guinea pig was a stuffed animal. And you know how dogs pick up stuffed animals and play with them? It picked it up and it injured our guinea pig, and we're going to take it to the vet. I kind of told them, I didn't tell them that it was dead yet, because I wanted to write a letter to the parents so I can have the parents. So I've written this letter to the parents saying this thing happened, and just want you to know, in case you need to discuss this with your child, that our pet had died because of what happened. So anyway, I guess the tale behind that was I was worried about the children's safety. This was kind of a freaky thing that happened. The principal was not there, so I just had to deal with it on my own. When he came back the next day, he thanked me for taking the time to write this letter over my lunch hour, explaining what had happened. So things like that happen, and sometimes you just have to talk about death, and we started talking about it, and kids would share that their grandmother had died or their dog had died, and they knew that I felt really bad about it, but they understood, and these were 6-year-olds, so it was a really positive conversation.
I was teaching 3rd and 4th grade, and I had a classroom pet named Critter. It was a chinchilla, and Critter had a buddy for a while, but the buddy passed away, and my class thought that Critter needed a mate. My colleague, who had several chinchillas, volunteered to give me one of hers, and we got him a mate, and then the kids thought they needed to be having a wedding, and so they wrote the vows. I had a girl bring in a little keyboard to play the music. We went down to the cafeteria when we were all good. They had decorated it, and we got a cake from Costco, and then we did the ceremony with the other group. And then I found out, which I didn't share with the class, that it was actually Critter's half-brother.
It's a little small South Texas town, so the way people actually make money is either selling raffle tickets, which I didn't want to promote gambling, so the other way to make money was to hold a barbecue plate sale. So this was before my days as a competition barbecuer. So I didn't really know what I was doing, but I said, all right, we're gonna go buy some chicken, we're gonna go buy some potato chips and some other stuff, and then we're gonna sell barbecue plate sales. And we started setting up, and then a strange thing happened. That there was a local itinerant preacher showed up, and because he saw some of us at one kiosk or place where we were at by one of the barbecue pits, he went over to the other side and started preaching to no one whatsoever. One of my students decided they were going to go over there and just listen to him because they had nothing to do while we're waiting to get set up. And so I set the barbecue place up, and I look over there, and all of a sudden I look, and there's 8 of my students lined up with this itinerant preacher holding hands, and they're praying kind of just out in the middle of this kiosk. And I'm going, well, that's interesting. But there was only one of my students, Greg Balderas, who wears the heavy metal t-shirts and, with sort of demonic figures on them, and he's just kind of sitting there on some monument staring at them with a slouch and smoking a cigarette. And so when they get done praying, they come back over here, and I walk over because I'm kind of concerned because they didn't mean to actually end up there, be up there praying with him, but his charisma was such that he just kind of drew them up in there, and they were kind of compliant, nice kids, so they did what he said. He walks up to Greg Balderas and he says, Greg, it's fine you can come and pray with me. He says, I still love you. And he goes, yeah, I know you do. I just don't give a damn. So I start to laugh.